Welcome to the premiere of what we're initially calling Leadership Edge 120. And we're going to do a week in leadership wrap up. This is the week ending June 16th.
We're going to try and, hit you hard and fast with some topics that have come up in literally the last 7 days that are worthy of your attention.
Let's start with the Gallup engagement report and the increase in quiet quitting and the decrease in engagement. What's causing this?
So what Gallup is telling us is that the number or percentage of employees that are engaged is actually holding fairly consistent. I think it's around 23%. However, 59% of employees globally are quiet quitting. They're disengaged, right? And about 18% of employees globally are actively disengaged. Those are kind of staggering numbers when you think about the global workforce, right? What that says is, close to 80%, just shy of 80% of people either are, quietly disengaged or loudly disengaged in their job. The other aspect of that report that really caught my attention is that the number of people who feel, stressed on a day-to-day basis at their job has gone up by 13% from 31% to 44% in the last 14 years. That's a dramatic increase in stress levels. And that's not a result of the pandemic because that's filtered out. It says we're not doing a good enough job as leaders. I mean, that's the blunt, hard truth of it. When 80% of our people don't want to be working where they're working, and 44% of our people are feeling stressed on a day-to-day basis, that's a leadership problem. And we've got to get after it.
And that's a global problem. It's not like there are a handful of unattractive places, 80%.
We have got to be unpacking what is making it so unattractive for people to work. I think it's incumbent on leaders in every organization to be seriously setting aside a meaningful amount of their energy and time in sorting out this issue of engagement, right? We just cannot continue down the path as a global community employing people with those levels of disengagement. That just does not seem sustainable nor healthy. And ultimately, there will be serious consequences to it.
The intersection of human disengagement and fear over AI could point to a very unfortunate next decade if we as leaders don't do better. So the opportunity for us is, how do we do better?
Yeah, I think there's a good transition to the conversation around AI because I think fear is a piece of what is driving this. And I think the fear is well-founded. And in this particular case, we're talking about, in a very short period of time, the elimination of a very large category of the professional workforce called knowledge workers. That's profound. And these are, to be harsh, these are people that don't really have another set of skills, right? They've acquired services for most of their adult lives. They may not even know how to mow their lawn. And we're talking about taking away the one thing that they do that has value and makes them valuable and gets them paid, and creating a vacuum around that whole category. And that whole category is somewhere in the range in the U.S. economy, because I did the math on this, about 40 million people.
So jobs aren't going away. We will have different jobs replacing those jobs.
Right. And the question is, are we as leaders being proactive enough? Are we being aggressive enough at helping people transition to those? Or we're going to end up with some vacuums in the economy, which usually lead to some pretty painful outcomes,
including social unrest. So thank you. Check back with Greg next week and see what he has taken away from the week in review in Leadership in the News.